Brand new adventure today. I'm with my old buddy Jim. We go a long way back, don't we, Jim?
Way back.
Way back. Way back. We were here, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, 3 months ago, and did a couple fields, but we have a lot of other fields to check, and that's what we're going to do today. So we got lots of fields here to check. We got some woods, and hopefully we'll find at least one button and one bullet each.
Yeah.
Or maybe a whole bunch of belt buckles and cannonballs.
Right.
Well, I had my first squeaker of the day. Truck's parked up there. I kind of went down the ridge and been going around. My plan today is I'm going to kind of cover as much of the fields as I can looking for a spot. I got my first squeaker and it looks like it's a coin of some sort. It's a penny. I like that color green though. See that green right there? That's usually an Indian head penny, but I don't know what this is going to be. I think it is, isn't it? This is my very first thing that I've dug today. And clean it off here just a little bit. That really sticky mud. It's really smooth. All right, I'll go ahead. Let me clean that up a little bit and we'll take a look at it. It's absolutely Indian head penny. It's got that nice patina on it. That's a lot of Indian heads have that. The date is 1866. So it's technically was minted, well, not technically, it was minted 1 year after the end of the Civil War, American Civil War. So this is not something that was dropped by a soldier, probably just dropped by a farmer out here. But it's still great for the first find of the day. Can't complain about that. My second really good squeaker. It's been about 20 minutes since I last turned the camera on. And right in here is a nice high squeaker. I'm very hopeful. See, it's like mid 80s. Now, just the other side of those logs right there, about 30 years ago, I was on this farm and I found a Civil War bullet, a Gardner bullet that was dropped, this Confederate bullet, in that other field. So we'll definitely be getting over there soon. But yeah, I didn't get many squeakers out here. All right, I think it's probably in there. It could be a rifle casing, but all right, it's in that little pile right here. Do you see it? There it is. It's about the size of a half penny, but it looks like it's pewter, so it's probably not going to be a coin. Pewtery thing. It's got this bar going across it made out of pewter. Almost reminds me of something out of a Confederate cannonball, but I'm not 100% on that. Let's just wipe it up just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that could be quite old. That could easily be colonial era. That might make sense because little rise right here, stream down in the woods over there, so could be a home site around here. But that's a beautiful sounding signal and kind of a neat find, although I don't have a clue what it is yet. So I had a wee little squeaker here. I didn't get you out for it because I didn't think it was going to be too good. It's actually only my third target of the day that I've dug. But what we have here is a rivet. This is a brass leather rivet, and that's brass right there. You can see the leather on the inside. Now this could be Civil War era, or it could be post Civil War from, you know, farm equipment, horse equipment and stuff. But they had these that looked just like this during the Civil War as well. They held together cartridge boxes and other accoutrements like that. So we'll look around this area a little bit more, see if we can start to get into something good. I saw Jim over here a few minutes ago, but I don't see him now. The truck's up there. So we'll check this out and then we'll kind of move back toward the truck and see if we can get Jim and go down into that other field where I found that bullet 30 years ago. I really want to get back there, as you can imagine. I know it's going to be kind of hard to imagine this, but I wanted to share something with you. I'm headed back toward the truck and there's a really heavy odor of, it's almost, to me it smells like a dead animal, like sorry about that. It smells like decay, like there's a big old cow out here that's past its prime as far as falling apart. But I'm not seeing anything, and it's all over the different parts of the field. And I just noticed here that I can actually taste it on my tongue now. As I'm walking along, those receptors on my tongue are actually picking up what's in the air. And that tells me it's probably not a dead cow or dead deer. It's probably some fertilizer, some weird fertilizer being put down somewhere on a neighboring farm. It's just like a weird heavy chemical smell. And the fact that it's on my tongue now Of course, it could be a giant pile of dead cows over here. I don't know. I'll let you know if there is. I'll be quiet now. So we crossed over into the pasture field. We haven't found a whole lot yet, but I'm getting into an area where there's a lot of iron. And I just dug this. It almost looked like I thought it was gonna be like a shoe buckle or something, but it's a weird pewter if it is. So I decided to pop over here into a little woods because I could see some like trash and stuff, and it looks like an old bottle dump. See, there's a bunch of wire and trash going up through there. And an old hedge apple. That's what we call a hedge apple. Comes off of that kind of tree right there. Be loaded with them. You can't eat them or anything, but some type of critter does. Anyway, yeah, so what's that? It's like an urn. Boy, that's bizarre, isn't it? Very bizarre. Yeah, so you can see some Bartles and stuff down in there. Bartles. And but it doesn't look like anything super old. I don't see any cork tops. We're going to look around here just a few minutes, and if I get into anything exciting, I'll get you back out. I thought this might be a sinkhole when I first saw it, but I'm not so sure now. Yeah, see, it's all like cork tops. Not cork tops, but, you know, screw tops, aluminum, just farm stuff. So, not too exciting, but it's pretty cool. I'm glad we looked at it. You never know until you do. Watch out for snakes. All right, I'll let you know if I see anything good. So I just found this weird little thing. I'm not sure what it is. It's made out of pewter, and it looked like it might have had a flat disc going around the top. There's a shaft that went down through it, so I don't know if this is like a lid to something. I was hoping it might be a button, but it isn't. Definitely pewter, 100%. Not sure how old that is. It could be a couple hundred years, but it could certainly be less. Got a nice little squeaker here, and I popped it out of the ground. It looks like it's a harmonica reed. So that's you know, probably post Civil War, but it's still a nice little find. Again, that's a harmonica reed. There would have been several of these in a little musical instrument, something like that. It's a really beautiful stone home right there. You can kind of see it through the trees. It was built in the 1700s. That's a different property, so we can't go with a fence. That's a better view of the house right here. You can see the spring house. A little animal there in the yard. It's actually a possum. A little possum walking around. But this is a big old spring house right here. There's a big spring that comes out. I guess they had a pond here. It's dried up right now, but that's always been one of my favorite homes for some reason. Well, I think we finally found a Civil War bullet right here. I don't know if it's going to be dropped or fired. Yeah, 100% Civil War mini ball. Now, it's a little messed up right here, but that could have just been where it was scrunched out in this pasture field over the years. Looks like it's been chewed on a little bit. So can't tell 100%, but I'm thinking it's possible that this one could have been dropped. Well, I've been looking around for a couple hours, haven't come up with much. Actually headed back for the truck. Just dug this. This is kind of a first for me. It's like a ball peen hammer and a wrench combination. I suspect this is going to be like a farm-made one where they just took it might be an adjustable wrench. Yeah, it's an adjustable wrench and welded on a hammerhead. So it's kind of a unique little tool. I mean, it's not something I would send off to the Smithsonian hoping they'd put it on display, but I've never found one of these before. And I bet you haven't either. There we go. So we changed location slightly. There's a big woods right here on the same farm, and we're going to detect it. It looks pretty open. I was in here one time like 30 years ago, and I did find a Confederate musket wrench from the American Civil War. No bullets or anything, just a iron wrench. So we're going to give this a shot real quick. I thought this stone right here was kind of curious, though. I wanted to show it to you. Just sitting there by itself. There's not really much in the way of other stones in this woods except for some rock breaks. But as you can see, there's none nearby here. So I don't know if that's marking something, maybe a pot of gold, or maybe an old corner boundary, I'm not sure. But just wanted to show it to you, since that seems to be like the most interesting thing going on right here. So there's a deer stand right there. There's nothing in season right now though, so we're okay. I got a nice squeaker here and just dug it up, and it's a rifle casing. Fairly modern, probably 270 I would guess. But that's it so far. Been in the woods for about 10 minutes. So I'm still in the woods bebopping around, not finding a whole lot. It's a little bit of evidence maybe that someone might have been metal detecting in here a year or two ago. But I'm not 100% yet. So I've been finding a lot of like shotgun shells and stuff. Nothing too great. Well, nothing good actually. But we'll keep at it. I got about another half an hour or so to swing through the woods and hopefully find a hot spot. And if we do, we'll get Jim in here and start digging a bunch of bullets and gold coins and buttons and belt buckles and cannonballs and muskets and, oh well, you know, a little bit of everything. I just found an axe head. This is probably from when they were logging out here or cutting firewood or something back in the day. Completely smashed. I don't know how you would do that unless you're hitting something with a sledgehammer maybe. But yeah, that's about it so far. Not the best find of the day, but at least it gets us back probably into the 1800s. I'm getting a lot of iron signals in here. Well, there's a pot right there, an enamelware pot, and I got a big signal here. I'm digging it up. You can see some ceramics in here. And then this popped out of the ground. This is actually what I heard. You guys know what that is? I know. This is the churner. Well, it is a churner, and I believe it's to an ice cream maker. All right, we'll look around here a little bit. If we can see any Bartles, this is someplace we'll come back to. But I'm not seeing any just yet. Just this kind of stuff. There's more iron though, so who knows? Might be a good dump in here. There's a Bartle. I'm not getting too much of a layer. I mean, everything's really shallow without just laying on the surface, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here since it's got stuff growing in it. But so I'll look around a little bit more here, dig a couple test holes, see if there's any more buried, and well, and I'll be quiet about the Bartle pit. So I'm almost back to the truck. I'm not sure where Jim is. I don't know if he's down there or not. But I guess I'm going to call it a day soon. I want to show you this. A big old piece of pipe. And just a little quick story for you. That pipe reminded me of it. One time, used to belong to South Mountain Relic and Coin Club. It's a local relic club, still going. I haven't been to any meetings in a while, but this girl brought in a big piece of pipe, kind of like that, and she was telling me how it was straight up and down on the ground, and she was digging to get it out, and she was wondering if it was a musket barrel. So I look at it, it's just a piece of pipe. I'm like, you know, that was probably someone's property corner, and they put a big piece of pipe in the ground so they, you know, could find that was their pin basically. And I explained to her in a troll train that, you know, a piece of pipe like this will be the, you know, same diameter on both ends, and a musket barrel will always be smaller on one end, and that's how you can tell. It's always tapered, has to be tapered. And so anyway, so when she figured out she dug up some poor guy's property corner, she was horrified. I don't know if she went back and put it back in the ground or not, but I just wanted to share that with you. So if you find a piece of metal like that straight up and down to the ground, just, you know, look at it close before you really dig all the way out and take it home. And Jim's down here. I'm going to call it a day. You've pretty much seen everything that I found, so maybe I'll get a picture when I get home, but I think we're just going to hit the road, Jack. I'm tired.
Chain in your locket, Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere